as you know, I am always in high heels on the chase, anywhere, doing any activity, and high-heeled self-defense is on the rise. So I chased it to Cherry Hill, where I met with Don Melnick.
Krav Maga means contact combat in Hebrew. It literally is self-defense. We don't teach sport-oriented tournament competition style training. We're teaching people how to get home safe at the end of the day.
He said that oftentimes women train at the gym in self-defense, wearing sneakers and sweatpants, but what they don't realize is that when you're out on the street dressed to the nines in your high heels, you may be vulnerable.
Women are walking around dressed up wearing high heels, so they have to understand how to be able to move and how to be able to defend themselves in that type of situation.
So where high heels are beneficial?
When I'm in a fighting stance, I'm trying to be on the balls of my feet, not flat-footed, because it gives me ease and mobility. I can move in, I can move out. Wearing heels gives you a natural advantage because you're used to having the heel off the ground.
They can serve as a weapon of opportunity.
If you can take the heel off and use it as an impact weapon, as a defensive tactic tool, that's a great thing as well.
I've taken self-defense with Don, and
Yeah.
he's excellent. And I will say, as a woman, the idea of needing self-defense, it can be a little intimidating, but he really does do a great job. And the idea of learning self-defense in heels, I mean, this is exactly the situation you might be in as a female where you need to learn these techniques.
I get the self-defense, but here's a question. Do they teach you how to run in heels? Because that is one thing that I think if you're getting attacked, you should know how to do. And I can tell you, if I'm in high heels, I can't run.
Yeah, we did talk about that, and he said in a situation like that, just take the heel off, kick it off as quickly as you can, and use it and run. Yeah.
Is there just a level of fear and anxiety that's not necessarily connected to reality? I mean, when I read this, you mentioned domestic violence, that most of the attacks on women, that it's someone they know.
I spoke to Lindsay, who is a student of Krav Maga and a student here at the school, and she said that she's used self-defense in her own life, not on the street, but in her own home.
I unfortunately was in a domestic violence situation in my home, which lasted about 2 to 3 years. The basics that I learned in Krav in class were fundamental in my escaping the situation that I was in.
Is this something that you could do in one session?
What I did, you can do it after just 10 minutes, just knowing what are the point areas. Others, more complicated, you can learn if you want.